gonna get the recording to you. I was trying to get everybody in here today, so I will get the recording to you somehow. I got your emails if you did join. So I'll shoot that over maybe via YouTube link, or we'll figure that out here at the end of the day. Please give me about, I don't know, 12, 24 hours to get the recording to you. And then future days when we do private live streams, everybody that's a member gets access to the lives, of course. And then we'll get those recordings to you somehow. Hey, Joe, 777, bro. Okay, good. We're locked here. I got the chat down here. If you guys don't want your name on this, change your name. Like, sorry, Joe, but I just put your name there. But yeah, I'm gonna put the chat. I'm gonna bring the chat in every once in a while. But I'll probably just keep it down here as well. So sorry if I just showed your name. My bad. All right, so where are we gonna begin today is the question. God, I got a lot to build. I got a lot to build, and I'm glad we're here. I feel so much safer. I do have this on YouTube and Twitch, but the it's totally it's hidden. The code is hidden. So you guys get to see the good stuff here. If you're on YouTube and Twitch, I had to hide it. I got hacked and I just can't afford to do that again. I spent all morning, all yesterday recovering from that, and then all morning again. I thought I recovered yesterday and I guess I didn't. So I had to switch the whole server over. Now it's a hidden server that hopefully nobody can um, do whatever they were doing to it. They're ahead of me in that department, and that's okay with me. It's okay with me. So much love to you guys for sticking with me here. Appreciate you for finding your way into this private live, and I've got a lot to build. I've planned it out a bit here today, but first off, there were some major liquidations this morning. I wanted to be short up here. My app wasn't working. Everything was down, unfortunately, or else I would have been short up here into this long. I did get the long though, so I'm not going to be greedy. I think this is about 1,000 trades, and that's the game I'm playing. What I am building here is the Quant app because I have made the realization, or I've come to the realization that a lot of people just don't want to learn how to code. Now, I know you guys in the Zoom are different. Like you already joined the boot camp. You're actually taking the steps to become an automated trader because you also see that's the best way to trade. But everybody on the outside, it's hard to keep showing this stuff and not focus on the 99% of people who do not want to learn how to code. So what I wanted to do, even for us coders, this seems to be a pretty solid tool. It's using some of my backtest ideas around liquidations to allow us to essentially buy people's liquidations and sell upon liquidations. As you can see, I have a scheduled buy here on that liquidation of 86691, 86691. And so it's once this guy gets liquidated, I will be buying 1% of my account. But I did go a little early today. So that actually makes me want to close a bit of this. So here's a cool thing that it can do is it can close positions on limits. So close 10%. Okay, it warns me that I'm in the middle of a zone right now. So that's a good thing.
You might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. But if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first. I'm going to die. It's really that
It's really
simple.
that simple. So this is pretty cool because it just got me out of 10% of the position opposed to trying to get out of the full position, right? This is limiting me out, and I can limit on like the 15th bid. So if I want to take 10 more percent off, for example, let's take 10% off, but let's take it at the 15th tick. So this effectively makes it free when you do the math. So there's trading fees every time you trade, and if you buy far enough on the ticks, it saves you so much money that the math comes out to effectively free. So I'm building this quant app out for people that still want to trade by hand. And, you know, it is what it is. Most people are 40x leverage, 40x leverage. So I can see it. So I'm just trying to build a download app, a downloadable app that anybody can use to trade a little better. Now, do I know it's going to make you trade better? No, I don't. So I've tested it for a week and my P&L curve was up and to the right. I made 16%. That being said, I have all of this experience from the past, so it's not like somebody could download it and just do it immediately. But now this week, I scaled up the size a bit just to see if this can take bigger size and if I can still control my emotions. Because really, that's what this app is about, right? It's I if I was bullish up here, okay, most people probably longed right here, long the dip, right? But if you're using something to look at liquidations, which I'm doing here, and people's not only past liquidations, but future liquidations, then instead of buying here, if I wanted to be bullish and long, I would wait till liquidations happen and buy where I actually purchased. See how that's helpful? And you can see I closed 10% of the position. Oh, it's still trying to close 10% of the position because it's on the 15th tick. So some people are like, oh, this latency is too slow. And it's like, that's kind of the point. That's kind of the point. So as a hand trader, you don't, in my opinion, you don't want speed. You don't want to be in and out of positions all the time because you just get chopped up by fees. But that's, opinion. That's an opinion. That's an opinion. That's an opinion. What I want to do here, if I can, is I do see everybody's name popping up. Okay, I'm able to add people as you get in. Once you do get in here, just say hi in the chat. Make sure you're all locked in. You can hear me okay. Okay. I see people are going to be coming in all day, so I'll have to let them in batches. GM Timmy, how are you? Chris is here. Okay, all good. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you guys. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, obviously still working on this system of how to get the links to you, but I hope it all went well. Um, we are just going to make that a tighter and tighter system to make sure everything goes perfectly. But I'm going to keep exiting a bit of this position here just because I got a super good entry. That tells me I actually should hold it probably a little bit, but can't go broke taking profits. I'm still trying to close. Okay, let's look at my list of things I want to do. But first off, I want to see where these guys are at. This guy got out of the market last night, and he's the one who literally moved it up this much, 3%. He's kind of been bullying the price for a long time. Oh, perfect. You can't see that people's name up here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I was worried you could see everybody who entered's name, but in the recording, you cannot see that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so you can see here, this guy has some recent fills. Sell, sell, sell at 8:10 a.m. And this is the whale here with 14 million. He entered in and he pushed the price down. So it's pretty interesting watching this guy for the last 2 weeks now. I also see Dean is back in here. So that's a pretty big position. All in order, Casey. How are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see you guys. Now, I also want to look at this guy because he's the one pending liquidation that in a long I'm worried about. But he has made it through some ups and downs over Christmas. So we'll see if he stays. I'm still trying to get out on the 15th tick. So this is an example of when it doesn't work well because it is $15 behind. But we'll see. I did take a little bit of profit off. Okay, so I've checked in on this guy. He looks like nothing's changed. Has he bought anything? No, he's just sitting there from Christmas Eve. So I named him Eve, but all of the liquidations, all of these people got liquidated this morning. So you see what I'm saying? Like, if, as a hand trader, if I'm building something for hand traders now, as a hand trader, if you get bullish up here and you buy, you get liquidated. And everybody did this morning. Now, if you have a bullish sentiment and you want to be in a long, why not wait until these numbers get to like 10 million long liquidations, right? Taking over somebody's position. Now, that doesn't mean the price isn't going to just keep spiking way down, right? It doesn't mean that. All it means is I'm controlling the controllables, which is number one, limit orders only. Number two, be patient. Number three, only enter upon somebody else's liquidation. And that's what I'm building into this app. So far, it's helped me do that It stopped me multiple times from entering positions overnight when it's out of my hours. I only give myself 8 hours a day to trade. It stopped me multiple times from entering a position in the middle of a range. So far, so good. But I don't truly believe in 40x hand trading. I'm just building a product to try to help those that are doing that. And if it works for me, then it might help for them. And of course, everybody, all members will get access somehow, some way. I haven't figured any of that out yet. It's going to start with like a premium model. So if you're in the lifetime, you can get access. But then we'll trickle on down to like a free version for members, right? So I don't know how we'll do that, but I just want to make sure to reward your guys' loyalty. You guys keep showing up and you keep cheering me on in this very, very scarcity led industry. So it's really cool to work with you guys. Okay, let's go ahead. And since we've checked in on both of these two whales, this guy and that guy, it's time to move on to my list here. I had all these preparations for the stream. I'll take those away. I do have one a bigger size now, which is good. We'll see how that goes. What I want to build easy.py into this as well. I think that's going to be interesting. I just need to figure out if I want to do that today, right now, because that's a not a pivot, but that's like a big feature. So easy.py is so this is a new big feature, new big feature. This is for, I don't know if you saw my video yesterday, but easy.py is for Solana positions. And the only thing I see on Solana positions now, right now, like for Solana, I don't really want to run any sniper bots. I don't want to run any type of like trading a lot bots. The only thesis I have with Solana right now is a mean reversion thesis. There are some good communities out there that if Solana pops back off, then they might mean revert. That's the only thesis there. So the only thing I would build for Solana right now is like a DCA bot because these are cooked. These are this is what every Solana chart looks like, right? Every Solana meme coin I'm talking about. Every chart looks like this. Now, if you think this is coming back, these are generational entries, not necessarily on this token. The token doesn't matter. Whatever your token is on the Solana meme coin trenches, if you think that's coming back ever, generational entries, right? So the only bot I would be running is a DCA bot, dollar cost average bot, just accumulating at these lows with a small size that I can just burn, right? Because if I can just burn it, then I don't care about that money. And to get up to even down bad, you're up 15x. So that's kind of a feature I want to build. I just don't think I want to build that right now, simply because I want to keep this focused on the 40x perps for now, because that is the number one product people are trading. And if everybody, not I know not most of you guys in the Zoom, you're actually doing what I begged and pleaded for you guys to do, which is awesome. But everybody else, they're still trading by hand, 40x leverage, and I'm sure a lot of people inside the boot camp while they're learning are too. So this could be interesting.
That I don't have even questions that I don't. I'm just gonna keep going. Just gonna keep going, and I'll figure these things out as we go. Right? You just continue to build that way. So I try to live by that. Rest at the end.
Rest at the end. Rest at the end. Rest at the end. All chat will be in the Zoom if anybody is trying to chat in the main part. This is because I got hacked and I can't show my code anymore. I can't show my code anymore to the public. So if there are chats coming through, you do see a little black box on my code section. Everybody in the Zoom, hey, Zoom guys, Zoom squad. Neil, how are you, by the way? Can you guys see the full screen? Can you confirm you can see the full screen? You can see my cursor here. Write me a super long poem. And there actually shouldn't be much lag either with the Zoom. So I think that the Zoom can see my full screen, no blackout on it. If you're in the public, you can see the blacked out screen. I see everything, Timmy says. Perfect. I see everything. Yes, I can see it. Perfect. Thank you guys. Okay, so yeah. And then anybody that is in here as well gets the full replay, as I know I will go for 4 hours, sometimes longer on some days. So you can take that replay, throw it to AI, sum it up, whatever you want. Everybody here in the Zoom is getting access to that replay, and it will be in your inbox, I would say, within 24 hours. So sick. So I think I'm gonna add this new big feature here later, um, as that is a pretty big feature. But I do want to fork this version of the Quant app and make it more compact because this is getting a little big for me. And I want to rethink the ordering system. So I think I'm gonna fork it first so I can keep this going fine. So how do I fork it? Well, I actually my whole life I've heard that word, fork, fork, fork. But how do you fork that? Is the question. And I think a fork is just a copy. It's just a copy, right? You're just copying the old code. So I'm going to call this one Quant app. I'm making a GitHub here. Call this one Quant app because the other one's called like risk control, something, 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 because that's was pre-name, pre-name. You guys were here pre-name, but now I got just the most original name in the world. Called it Quant app. We're Gucci. So let's go ahead and say Conda activate T-Flow, bro. Okay. And then I can just run C because now I'm in the Quant app. Perfect. And then I'm going to say I need to get access to this here. So this is under risk control app, risk trading risk control app, copy path, copy repo path. And then let's go here and say, okay, I have this trading risk control app and I want you to do an entire fork of it. So copy everything over 100% and let me know when you're done. It should be working. All the ENVs, everything needs to be copied over. Just like literal fork, a literal fork of it. Put it into this folder though, without the trading risk control part. So you're taking the insides of trading risk control, and now it's called Quant app, and this is the fork of it. I'm doing it this way because I've got some big updates I want to make, but I don't want to ruin what's working within the trading risk control app. So please don't change anything there. Let me know when you are finished. Okay, so she's gonna do that, and she'll probably show stuff in my .env. So I'm gonna step away from that. Let's go ahead here and actually talk to her. This is a trading risk control app here, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit it in plan mode here. All right, so I want to entirely rethink the ordering system here. I feel like we don't need a big buy and sell button. We don't need like all these different buttons, schedule, close, etc. We could have like one action button, and that action button can do whatever the action is. For example, if I'm setting a just a regular buy order at 1%, okay, click that buy, whatever. We set the settings and we click the buy. If it's a on licks schedule, okay, then it will say on licks. You'll just change, right? There's only going to be one button, and it's based on the settings that we pick, right? We can totally rethink this, and we can tighten this up a ton, a ton, a ton, a ton. Meaning, we don't need to be able to have to scroll so much to see everything. We can use tabs instead. So, for example, active positions, when we have an active position, that'll be the main tab because that's what we want to see. But then we can have another tab of like adding or something, or active positions could share the tab. with being able to add or close. We could have scheduled liquidations or scheduled entries as another tab. We could have risk protection as another tab. We could have open positions as another. Well, we already talked about that. We just don't need the duplicate anymore. We have it down at the bottom and also at the top. Execution log can be another tab. My notes can be another tab. Okay, so the the goal here is to keep everything. I don't have to scroll. I don't like the scroll. I don't have like having to scroll up and down. I do show this on a stream, so the scrolling is very hard for people to watch. If I could just click tab to tab and have everything shown on the screen at once, kind of like this screenshot shows, we can use about that much area without scrolling back and forth. That would absolutely be GOAT. Okay, so so yeah, I essentially want you to rethink the entire entire ordering system so we just can have one action button. Now you're not going to code anything. I just want you to think of the entire plan here. Okay. Okay, sweet. And then how do I pause? Hey, chat, one more question for you guys. I'm new to Zoom here. Can you see my screen now? Or is it paused? Like I'm going to Claude right now. Can you see Claude on desktop? Just a little OPSEC here because I trust all you guys in the Zoom, but it's still I gotta have my OPSEC locked here. So can you see the Claude paused? Okay, is it paused on the old screen or I wish I could see this from the other side. Pause hasn't changed, so pause. Looks paused. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Javon. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Mike. Okay, perfect. That's great because now I can go check to see if I have my API keys on here. Okay, we're good. So let's go back to resume, and that should be resumed. Perfect. So since she's done, I'm just gonna give her that prompt. So let's go to Whisper again because I have that prompt. All right, so we want to entirely rethink the ordering system. Yes. Okay. And then here, let's give her this part. Okay, perfect. And then here, we'll take a screenshot of the Quant app here and show her like how much room she can work with. So the screenshot really gives you how much room I want you to work with here. So essentially, we're taking what the old app was, this big scrolling convoluted mess. We're rethinking the entire ordering system and rethinking the entire tab system so we don't have to scroll. So let's think about this, let's plan it out, and then we'll attack. Let's go to plan mode here. So that is shift tab a few times. And beautiful. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, so I have my to-do list here, and I can bring that down here now. And we should be live again. You should be able to see everything. It's exploring. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on over here. Okay, this chart had a big liquidation event this morning. $10 million in liquidations happened.
Had a great quote that said, rest at the end, not in the middle. That's something I always look for. Not gonna rest, I'm gonna keep on pushing that. A lot of answers that I don't have, even questions that I don't have. But I'm just gonna keep going. Just gonna keep going, and I'll figure these things out as we go, right? And you just continue to build that way. So that I try to live by that all the time. Rest at the end. Rest at the end.
Rest at the end. Rest at the end. Let's get it. Let's get it till the end. When's the end? Who knows? Just gonna go as hard as I possibly can until the end. That's all. Simple. Have an idea, let's get it. Have an idea, Claude, let's get it. Because I'm not doing it. You're gonna do it. I'm gonna give you the idea though. And I have endless ideas. Endless, endless, endless. See if there's any more long liquidations to be had. There is that Christmas Eve guy that they could go get. They're not far away from him. He's at 86700. So that's all that's a possibility. But okay, so for the unified, I got tape on my TV because take this tape off so I can read this. I taped my TV so I can know where the measurements are for the live stream, whatever. But for the unified action button, should it show the text that describes the current action mode? Yes, exactly, dude. Yeah, of course. You guys asked that. For the tab structure, which of these groupings makes sense? Positions, scheduled, risk, log, notes. More granular positions, actions, scheduled entries. I like more granular. Should the liquidation data, long, shorts, licks, history be visible at the top like your screenshot, or should it be no? Always visible. Always visible. Beautiful. All right. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, okay. So we're locked today. We're locked. I really love plan mode. I don't know if you guys are using plan mode at all, but plan mode is sick. So shout out to whoever told me about that. You hit shift tab on Claude just a couple times. You can like go through the modes, but one of them is plan mode, and it helps you make sure that you get all your ideas out and you guys are communicating correctly. And that's big for me because my prompts aren't the best and my communication with the AI is not the best. So it helps me slow down. It helps us understand each other and it helps us debug less, which is nice. So I don't know if you guys are using plan mode, but definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Got it, Moondev. Now let me design the implementation plan. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. And then she'll give me the plan here. So she asked a bunch of questions. Now she'll give me the plan. And then while that's happening, let me go ahead and think of some. I got another thing to do on the list here, but I'm trying not to do so many things at once just because I feel like it's better to just fix one thing, do one big thing, and then move on to the next. And I'm really loving this app so far. It's interesting getting back into this kind of pseudo hand trading, but using all of the skills I've learned from the past because everybody always says like The reason they trade by hand is because there's intuition in the market. So instead of me trying to refute that all the time, I'm just kind of leaning into it and let's see. Let's see. Let's see if I can use intuition plus my back tested ideas. And, the liquidations are my back tested ideas. When you click on a trader in the liquidations list, should it autofill the price into the section action? Or should selecting liquidations remain a separate flow in the entries? Autofill prices. I mean, I don't want you to change really anything, to be honest. I want it to be the exact same. Just we're reformatting the how things are because this whole process of me scrolling all the time, I'm getting lost. I can't imagine what you guys are seeing. I'm going fast here too. Like that's hard to follow along, but also it gives me room for making mistakes. So here's the plan. Let's go ahead and read through it. So here's the plan. Moondev's no scroll trading interface. Transform the scrolling UI into a fixed viewpoint, tab-based interface with one unified action button. New layout here is the header. Okay. Logo, quant app, data, backtest, balance, perfect. Liquidation data stays the same. Tab bar, tab content, content specific to active tab. Okay. Tab structure. We got position, actions, entries, closes, risk, log, notes. We might update that. Dynamic button, buy, sell, close, add, schedule close, schedule buy, lick price. Um, so the one thing I didn't see in the scheduled is the scheduled upon X number of liquidations. So overall, we don't want to change any of the functionality from the original. The original, everything should stay the same. It's just we're reordering the where everything is essentially. So you're not changing any of the core functionality or deleting or removing or ignoring any of the core functionality. You are simply reordering things. And the one thing you don't change at all is the longs near lick, shorts near lick, and liquidated. That big rectangle up there is a perfect size. And we want to keep it that size, nice and viewable as that is the main thing that I look at. Okay, so you can see I'm still in plan mode here, which is nice because this is gonna avoid going back and forth after she's done. Okay, button color, green, buy, add. Okay, red, sell, close, purple, schedule, perfect. Liquidation click, autofill. When user clicks a trader in lick list, entries, actions, mode selector, scheduled orders, scheduled, okay. Risk, stop loss. Okay, that's good. This looks good so far. New state properties, state.action mode. Buy. Okay. Implementation steps here. Create fixed layout container. Okay. Create tab panels. Okay, that's going to be nice. Consolidate action buttons. Another thing here. Let's just go ahead and get her going as long as I don't see anything here. Add button. Okay. Update state. Update elements. Styles. Updates. Okay. Add CSS. Okay. Files to modify. Desktop. Okay. Functions to update, place buy, called, okay. Buy, sell, add, keep existing functions, just wrap them. And then remember, the top part where longs near lick, shorts near lick, liquidated, that is always going to be on the page, no matter what. The bottom section with the tabs, that is what is clickable through tabs and can change. but the top rectangle will always be there.
This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period.
JD asks, when will we get access to the GitHub repo? If you purchase that, then the GitHub repo, I would say within 24 hours. We made a big change there. So I have to work on that. I'll do that right now, actually. Thank you for reminding me. Um, let's see. Okay. I do have my server up here. Essentially, I switched servers this morning and caused a few things to break. So that includes us giving you access to the GitHub programmatically, but I can fix that in no time. So I'm going to fix that while she does that because thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Open collab. Okay. Um, where is that? Add API keys. Add people to GitHub. Okay, so this GitHub is based on the GitHub token, and I think my teammate said she was having a hard time with it this morning, but then we had that whole ordeal. So let's go ahead and figure out what's going on here. Also, API, add API. So, JD, did you already send your GitHub name to the email? Okay, sick, sick, sweet. So you should be added in no time. Okay, I'm gonna fix this here, but does the GitHub ad work currently? JD was asking about it, asking when he would be added. Okay, so I don't see why that wouldn't work because that has nothing to do with the server. So I'll give you an answer on that here soon. But usually, 24 hours or so, probably take. Um, let's see here. Okay, bypass. Let's go ahead and see her new update here. 2.3, 2.4, style size. I already went through this, so see the top part because I did have some feedback. Critical no functionality changes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Okay, you go ahead and start that, and I'm going to handle this. I will add to this position. I'm only in half a position based on my account. Um, this is another cool thing on the Quant app that I added is like the max position size I can get to is 5%. So that's $5,000. And I'm at 1,600. So I just entered in a little bit to start. And we'll see. Add API keys here. So above is a Google Colab that I gave to my teammate. to add API keys to that API key file through the server, but this is the old server. Now we have a new server. So what do I need to update here in order to get it working? Can you just send me back the full code that will work on Google Colab? Because this code I'm giving you is the one we had on Google Colab that was successfully adding the new API key to the file prior to making this change. And you should have the IP address as well. I sent the info to support. I can send it to this one now. Okay, sick. Either one works. Either one works. Thank you. Yes. Allow all edits. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, so I just need to copy this over and then I need to put in copy. And then I just need to put in this password. She's working, I'm working, we're doing our thing. So let's go ahead and try to run this here. I love AI, dude. I love it. Just love it. I just love it, love it, love it. I got two AIs running right now. And you could have more. You could have more. Hmm. Still get an error here. Connection failed. I went ahead and put the password in, but the connection seemed to still fail. Am I using the new one? Maybe that's why. No, it's not using the new one. That's why. It's because we're using the old API, the IP address. So let me go ahead and just try that out first before I even ask the AI. I don't need AI's permission to do things. I don't need your permission to do things, AI. Dino's coming through here. Let's go ahead and get to the Cherry servers here. Cherry servers, grab my IP address here. Okay, copy. And then Moondev private. And then here to the API adder thing, API key adder thing. Okay. Then we'll hit save here. Run it. Nice. And it's fixed. I actually don't know who JD is. It's just on Zoom. He was asking. So somebody recently signed up for the GitHub and AI master classes. So we'll have to add his AI master classes and connect him to the GitHub. We should have an email in the box pretty recently. Sorry, JD. I don't know. We'll get it to you though. We'll get it to you. Oh, that's his email. Okay, thank you. I won't say that out loud. People flying through here today all day. So when you do get in, just say hi. How you doing? I see you, Sean. How are you? I see you, Pro PG. Um, Also, Also, I fixed the add API keys thing for Google Colab. And she's working.
County of naturally.
Wonderful.
Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft.
I will add to this position if this guy gets liquidated. So how do I do that? Well, I've got this liquidation long here, and this is the old version of the Quant app. This is the stable version. That's stable. I say stable with a very, very big asterisk on it because it's been around for 7 days. So major asterisk when I say stable. But so JD got word back. It'll be a few minutes. So let's say an hour max. And you will have access to the GitHub and anybody else that joined the GitHub AI agent GitHub and AI master classes. You guys all saw that. If you joined, we'll get that to you ASAP. My pleasure, dude. Thanks for coming through. Okay, so we have her working on a huge update here. So I'm essentially remaking this, not remaking the app, but I'm changing the whole UI so it's not so junky. Like it's very hard for me to scroll up and down here and do this. And I have a lot of ideas to add to this, but I need to make sure it's robust here and in a good format. In that time, I did enter a position based off those liquidations that happened this morning. Are there going to be more? Maybe. Longs or shorts? I don't know. All I know is there's going to be liquidations always. And then I also know that if I want to get long, I'd rather long down here than up here. So I could still lose this position, but my risk will be managed because I can't get into a position bigger than I'm willing to lose. I put this 5% rule here, which is nice. All right, let's go ahead and run this. Oh, it killed my old electron. Okay. She, I guess we're testing in production again today. Start monitoring. Hmm. Seems to be the old one still. Okay. I guess not. Um, this is the new one. Active position here. So you can still see there's two buttons. So you can still see there's two buttons here. So remember, I only want one action button. So we're trying to make it super simple. So there's no scrolling needed here. And if I click the settings, then it will have that one action button. Yo, how do I test theories? For example, price tends to revert to at extremes. So that's backtesting. That is backtesting. Essentially, um, I don't know what day of the boot camp I show you how to backtest, but in later days I show you more different ideas, like testing liquidation data. But essentially, you use backtesting.py, and for your example, from what I can see here, I test theories. How can I test theories? For example, price tends to revert at extremes. Then you would just make that calculation. So probably work with AI to say, hey, how do I make the calculation of what is an extreme? How do you define this extreme? First off, that's what comes to my mind. That's the first question. How many standard deviations away from the mean, maybe? And I know that's a mouthful, but it's just math. It's just a math equation that AI can handle. Standard deviations. It's like normalize something, something, something. I can't even give you the definition. But that's one way to, and the mean is the average. So that's one way to figure out how extreme it is. You could use ATR, which is average true range. how many ATRs is it away from the average or the simple moving average. So what I typically do is I just any idea I have, I just work with AI to get that into backtesting.py. That's why I show a lot in the bootcamp, the backtesting.py. But yeah, it's a you can test any idea like that. That's what's so beautiful about back testing. It's like any idea that you have, if you think that price changes because or it reverts at if you think price reverts because it gets too extended, okay, test it out. Mean reversion strategies have a higher win rate than most strategies, actually. So that's just something I've noticed from backtesting, which is pretty cool because I feel like it gives you it's a better indicator than just throwing something on your screen, like a RSI or something, right? So nah, this ain't gonna do it, B. Actions, scheduled, risk, risk open positions. That's fine. Log, okay. Notes. Hey, this isn't bad, but um, let's see if it's not good yet. It's not good. It's not totally my vision. Um, see, there is some scrolling still. Okay, let's start here. I'm just gonna go piece by piece because I feel like AI has an easier time with that. All right, let's start with this. I like the size of BTC long 40x. I like the big size of the 15% and the dollars. That's good. But the other things, they can be smaller. Like the take profit can be smaller, stop loss, count minimum. Those things can be smaller. The size, the entry, the margin, the value, those can probably be on the same row as the above one. We can just make this section more compact while the numbers are still nice and big so we can see them. So let's start there with that update because I want the numbers to still be big, but I don't want to scroll. I don't want to scroll at all. And I'm tempted to add a little bit to this position, but I'm going to try to be responsible here and just wait until there are more liquidations. I just don't know if they'll get him. They might, though. If they get him, I'm cooked as well, though. Not cooked, but I entered at 86.9 and he gets licked at 86.7. My stop loss is at 8.5, 8.42, but I'm not in a position yet. I'm not in a full position. I'm only in like a third, quarter, quarter of a position. So I do want to take some bigger swings this week as I have a little bit more confidence, but I don't want to over leverage. So I've got a daily max loss of 3%. I can't lose more than 3%. And if I do, it should black out my screen and say, go do something else. Yeah, we just don't need, I think we could just remove those boxes in general and make them just line items. What I'm trying to do is free up some space on the screen because I don't want to scroll at all. And right now, I do have to scroll to go see the close settings and the ad settings and then the action button. So let's start there. But at the end of the day, what I want to do is I want to get this to be non-scrollable. And then I can just like, if you think about like Facebook ads or something, I can go in and create a order. So maybe we have like a create the order section. So now we don't have to have a different close settings and different ad settings. We can just have an order section settings. And within that order settings, I can check mark close or add. Okay. And then all of our close settings would show in a more compact form because these buttons are nice and I want to keep the buttons.
Yeah, great.
I just want to make it more compact. Again, I don't want to be scrolling.
Something else. I'm not going to rest. I'm going to keep on pushing now. A lot of answers that I don't have, even questions that I don't have. And I'm just going to keep going. Just going to keep going, and I'll figure these things out as you go, right? And you just continue to build that way. So that I try to live by that all the time. Rest at the end. Rest at the end.
Vasily, what's up, bro? I think that's you, right? How are you? How you doing, dude? 777. Okay, so she's compacting conversation. I'm gonna get some jumps in. She compacts, I gotta jump, dude. Because I didn't go to the gym today. I woke up in another emergency. Last 2 days have been hacked emergencies. So I haven't gone to the gym either day, and I'm pretty I need to go. I think that's important for me, for my energy. So I'm just gonna get some jumps in while she's compacting. Happy New Year, dude. Happy New Year. Holy smokes. That's like a day or two away, huh? Okay, so I think this is going to be way nicer. I want to make sure the functionality still works though. So I'll try to sell some of this position as well. Or maybe I'll have to do both actually. So let's try that. Let's try to add here, if I can. No, let's try to sell some. Again, trials and tribulations of a hand trader. I could be long or I could be short. I could make a case for long or short right now. I could, but I think the obvious is take a shot at taking over these people's liquidations, and that's why I'm long. So let's see if I can sell just 1%. 1% here. Okay. Close 10%. So this just doesn't work anymore. All right. So this is sketch that I'm running this here because it's in a live trade, but this is part of the fun. Part of the fun is being a live trade and things broken because you just made an entire pivot. You just made an entire pivot. But I just see I have a lot, I have a big vision for this, and I need it to be. I think every week I really need to do this. I've built a lot. I've probably built 1,000 apps before, but it's usually me sending it to a developer on Upwork. And iteration is is the thing. It's the thing, and communication is tough. So it's nicer that I'm communicating with an AI, to be honest, because it's faster and I know how to code now. That's probably the nicest thing. It's definitely the nicest thing. Maybe I should create the other one into a DMG. Yeah, let's do that. Can you create a DMG of this version so I can run it? I want to install it into my computer and then be able to run it because then I'll have a working version at least, and I cannot be tripping over this not working at all because I just made this huge change. So, this is very insightful. It's very insightful to build from this perspective of actually coding it myself. Like I said, in the past, I built stuff, but can I even get out of 1%? Close one. Okay, there it's working. Close 1% at one tick. Let's say close. See if we can. I'm just testing. Probably should be buying. Close 1% here. Okay, position detected. Value. Okay, so the functionality still works, which is good. So I actually probably don't even need this, but we'll see. If we do push down at this 87600, I might go ahead and snag some. I'm only in like a 20% position. Okay, open the disk in your folder. Um, Open the disk folder in Finder. Your DMG is there. So YAML, Quant app, DMG. Okay, Quant app, added there. Replace. And then I got to get to the applications somewhere. Let's go ahead and find those and then open them up here. Quant app should stick out like a sore thumb. Beautiful. So let me get all that set up because I think it's on an old account. Yeah, it's on the testing account, as you can see. Um, I moved my funds over to a new account to size up a little bit and potentially make it public. But oh man, the one thing about making a public wallet, there's two things. One thing, some people really don't like me, so they're gonna hunt me. But that's not really the main thing. The main thing is just getting hit up all the time. Like, yo, I see your position of this. You should be this. And it's like that. That's tough for me, dude. Because trading's already really, really hard emotionally. So you can imagine, I got a bunch of people following and they're like telling me how to trade. It's just like, it's bad, bro. It's bad. That's just like a whole nother element to having a public wallet. I'm gonna think about it. But what worst case scenario, since I do have size in this, you can find my wallet. I've given you all the tools to find my wallet. So I thought getting a fresh Hyperliquid account would be the best scenario because now I have the optionality of showing my full wallet. And if you find it, it doesn't matter. Like you're watching every trade anyways. Maybe not every trade, but I'm here a lot. And my trading hours are coinciding with my streaming time. So I can't even enter positions outside of the stream essentially. I can schedule liquidation buys and sells to try to catch a liquidation last night. I may have caught this liquidation last night if I had that running, but the whole server fiasco didn't help that. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe it saved me. The burnt toast theory is cool. Somebody shared that with me the other day. Another fire in the chat. Fire in the chat. So thank you, dude. Thank you, whoever sent that. Burnt toast. That made me feel good. So I gotta copy my private key in here, save and connect wallet. Okay. Stop. Stop loss 50, daily max loss 3, take profit. It's fine. Start. Okay, dude. So I think now I have this one here. They are connected to the same thing. One is just more robust, hopefully. Nervous laugh because still, it's only week one.
Bring it back at it again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4. Right. So now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation that you have with your competitors, your peers, just grows larger and larger and larger and larger. By year 5 or 6, doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch you.
There we go. One thing I noticed when I was setting this up is I never got the onboarding screen for the API key, so my liquidation data never loaded. It's really weird. Remember, it's in the onboarding flow that they have to put in their API key. Jordan, yes. Jordan asks, can you explain what happened in this, with the server and this burnt toast theory? So yesterday, no, 2 days ago, my server went down for the first time in 3, 4 years. So something was happening. Yesterday, I figured out what happened. 90,000 attempts to brute force into my server and then a DDoS as well. Last week, I got my Twitter fingers on simply because I was bored and I was kicked off YouTube. So I started tweeting on Twitter. I was rage baiting people. They got mad at me. Quants got mad. So I had some threats, and that's what I think it is. But who knows? I think somebody's trying to hack it. I mean, I have the proof, right? I have the proof that there was 90,000 login attempts. Anyways, I thought I made it robust yesterday. I spent all day, probably 8 hours, 10 hours yesterday, making it more robust. But sadly, I woke up this morning and it was down again, broken again. I had to reset everything up. And so what I did yesterday in the chat, I was like, damn, this sucks, but let's get it. You know, if this is how we're gonna compete, this is how we're gonna compete. I know Wall Street doesn't want me to show this, but damn, didn't know they would spend their Sunday doing this. And somebody was like burnt toast theory. And I looked it up. I didn't know what that was either. And essentially, the burnt toast theory is like when you burn your toast, the theory is that like it's saving you from something else. So maybe I would have, I don't know, had something unfortunate happen if I would have left the house at that moment. It happened. Everything happens for a reason. Long story short, and um, I learned how to do operational security. I have that in my bag now. So I'm grateful for everything. You know, good, bad. Just I'm just grateful to play the game, and the game throws challenges at you. Server went down 2 days in a row. I had to relaunch it 2 days in a row. I was up at 4:45 today, getting the server ready just so I could have everything ready for this stream, and so I can trade. You know, so they're kind of attacking um, pretty vulnerable part of this app, right? Because all this data comes from that server. So touche to them. I'm not worried about them. I'm just gonna keep building. I'm just going to keep building. Everything happens for a reason. I'm a security operation guy. What up, Art, Arjun and Art? How are you guys? Okay, so let's go ahead here and see what she did. The app is now running beautiful. She made the changes here. It's looking better, looking better. Just push this up a little bit, gang. That's all. Like align these two things. That will fix it. 777 Art, good to see you. Hey, so we're really close. I think we could align the size entry and the stop loss take profit to be on top of each other and push those up, align them a little bit, maybe push the size up a little bit so it doesn't look weird with the BTC long, etc. But if we do that, then we're saving like 3 inches of space. And then I think that action button will be on the screen and there will be no scrolling needed. So we're almost there. Thanks, gang. We got this. We got this. And I do have my backup over here, but that's not working either. So my backup ignored the API key part of this, and I need the API key in there in order to get the liquidation data. This is my backup here. But at least, worst case scenario, if I have to emergency close, I have some way to close it. As I don't even open the exchange. I don't even open the exchange because that's the thing that gets 40x traders is like I have to be in now. I gotta buy now. I gotta sell now. I have to buy now. It's like, no, you actually probably don't. 42 times out of 10. We'll see though. We'll see if this actually works, dude. Okay, there we go. It's getting better. That's not good though. Silly cat. Um, let's give you. Ooh, that is so funny. So close, man. So close. I really think you can put those aligned together with so the BTC long 40x where it says that section in between that and the percentage, those could be aligned where all the size, entry, TP, etc. It can just be aligned in the middle of it. And then you can put the dollar amount underneath the percentage amount. So while the percentage amount is big and the dollar amount is big, great. Put them on top of each other. So there's a little more room and then just slide that up. So it's all aligned and then boom, there's 2 more inches. Okay, this is looking good too. Hicks here, longs. Yeah, this is looking better. This is looking better. Yes, I want to proceed, please. Thank you. Um, I'll send you the recording. Yeah, motherfuckers sending their AIs up in here. Oh, it's so good. That's what a world we live in, huh? That is so good. Okay, sick. So this is better. All right, now if there's any scrolling needed, it needs to be only of the bottom panel. So for example, Quant app, the account, the position top right, longs near legs, shorts near legs, liquidated, and the header of positions active, actions scheduled, etc. Those never move. The only thing that would be scrolling is below those tabs. See what I'm saying? So go ahead and do that. Okay, it says close one tick. Let's see if it works. So I'm gonna close at the fifth tick. Close 1%. It says seems like this isn't quite working yet, but yeah, this is way better, dude. This honestly can be bigger too. And let's see what's going on in the Solana world as well. Remind me later. Okay. Start monitoring. Okay, let's put it at the regular size it would be, then see how it's working. Okay, that's much better. Essentially, I want this top section unscrollable. So any scrolling I do happen to do, it's only going to scroll the section below it. Right now, if I scroll on the left or the right, it will scroll away the top section. Essentially, this whole part that I'm screenshotting here should be like a sticky, it should never leave the screen. And then only scrolling will be below this section that you can see. Because right now, if I go to the left side bar or the right side bar and I scroll, it will scroll away that top section.
Want a pair of shoes and they're at the store. They're really at the store. You just don't have it yet. It ain't like that shit don't exist. It's just
Really
really
at
at
the
the store.
store.
That's how I looked at my whole life. If I want it, if I believe I can have it, then that's my reality.
And maybe this was because this one here. So maybe this was due to it was already connected to my thing, but to my wallet. So what I did is I disconnected an old wallet and added a new one in the top right. And so maybe it bypassed that API part, but it should not bypass the API part when somebody's adding a new user. Anytime they're adding their private key, they should be adding their um, API key after that or before it. Yeah, before the private key. So anytime you add a new user, whether it's a brand new user or top right, clicking that drop down, add new wallet. Well, the first thing they have to add is the API key. Second thing is the wallet. Okay, so we do have this live position here, and I may add. I see somebody said something in the YouTube chat, jumped over there for a second. So I just sent you my email address. He said that he joined the bootcamp but didn't get the Discord access. That is dependent on just sending that email over. So feel free to send that email over to moon@algotradecamp.com. And then for anybody else that ever has any questions or anything, we're always available at moon@algotradecamp.com. In case you have any questions, I'll throw that in the chat right now, just because I think it's helpful to have that in case you ever have questions with payments, subscriptions, anything that you don't want to put in the regular chat. We're here for you, and we're locked. We're locked. We're all locked. Whole squad is locked, and if you have questions, you can always hit us in the Discord, hit us on email. Yeah, so Homeboy said he paid for the boot camp and never got Discord access. So it's just like there's something wrong. I did wrong there, clearly. I didn't communicate well enough that hey, you just shoot your email over with your Discord. We also had that AI approval Discord, but um, since the boot camp is closed to new members, that is gone as well. Okay, so scrollies. I just want to be able to keep an eye on my position, dude. Seems like we're having tough time with this as the whole page still scrolls. How about just making this header sticky so that never scrolls? Everything can scroll under it, you know? I don't want to spend my time on this. So position here, actions, scheduled, risk, log, and notes. It's much better because now I can just chill here. Simpler approach. Let me find the header and make it sticky. Yo, what's up, Rybear? Good to see you, dude. Just popped in, see you over here in the chat. We moved over to Zoom for now. And you can see I have to block out some of my text here on the YouTube because I got hacked. So it is what it is. 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 Okay, let's go ahead and proceed to give you what you need. What's up, Sasha? Sasha, good to see you. Good to see you. I can just get hacked, bro. For real? Um, balance says 0 and had a heart attack there for a second, fam. Thought I got really hacked, like liquidated, hacked. So when I'm scroll, okay, I'm doing stupid stuff right now. I'm gonna move on because this is not super useful, but you can see when I'm at this very top, like when I get to the app, there's that black bar above the blue bar of the sticky header. But then when I scroll down a little bit, it turns into a blue bar on the blue bar. That's just keep it blue bar on blue bar. Just a weird. It's just weird. So it should look like the second image for the whole time. And then when I scroll down, it won't make that weird change. Nice idea. I just don't want it. What's up, Maestro? What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just chilling. Just chilling, fighting off the Matrix, you know? Another day fighting the Matrix. Proceed, please. Yes. Okay. Start monitoring. I'm not gonna fidget with that. Not fidgeting with that. Sorry. Okay, let's see if these actions work. So now I don't have to scroll a bunch on this app, which is nice. And it's gonna make it so I don't make as many mistakes. Ideally, that's what I'm building here for. Let's make this a little bigger because my eyes are getting older. Let's make this text a little bit bigger, maybe 30% bigger. Okay, so this is my controller. If I'm gonna approach these markets as a hand trader, I'm going to do it algorithmically. Hand, algo. Okay, so order settings here. I can say a close. Okay, so I want to add back. Also, I want to add back all the ticks 1 through 15. You can stop trying to run the data thing on the app. I'll do that. That will just happen, when I launch the app. Okay, so this is big here. So start, okay. I do have a position. If I want to go to actions here, the app will usually be bigger because I have a TV here. Okay, so let's say it's like that size. Okay, it can be smaller. Okay, and then I'm gonna say I want to order settings. I want to close 25%. Also, I want to add 0.1% to close, 0.5% to close. No, I don't. No, I don't. Absolutely don't want to do that. 10% to close to the close
You
options.
have to, in a business like this, just keep making things better, keep improving the system. Because other parts of it are gonna wear out after a while. People will catch on to this or they'll catch on to that. So you just have to, like in any business, you just have to make things better and better and better. Because that's what everyone else is trying.
I want whichever one to be like if I, for example, click 50%, it should be highlighted. And then also that custom box should show 50%. So if I change it to 25%, it is highlighted correctly, but the custom close should also say 25%. Essentially, whichever one's highlighted should then be reflected in that close percentage box where the user can change because otherwise it's super hard to understand. And then if none of them are selected and the person just goes over and puts like 1% in there, then none of those will be highlighted. So if the user clicks on that box, okay, that box is highlighted now. That's what we're using as a close percentage. So I could then say like 2%, 1%, whatever. Okay, so we'll do those things here. And let's see if I can close 5% here. At tick 5, it says. Let's see if it works still. Okay, and also, so a new thing I want to add here is the order processing sticky bar at the bottom. So when an action is happening, we want a unified loading bar. So whether we're closing the position, opening the position, um, whatever we're doing, we got this sticky bar at the bottom that shows the action that's happening. For example, I'm closing a position right now, closing 5%, and it's saying BTC order at blah blah blah. It's actually missing the number BTC price, so checking on that as well. But all of the actions of what's going on will now have a unified little progress bar that will be showing the progress or like flipping through like what's happening at the point, giving the user plenty of feedback so they know what's happening. Is it working? We have good notifications. They're just kind of all over the place. And I want them to be on a sticky bar that will stay up if I scroll around the app. And it's just like, okay, now we have a unified notification spot at the bottom that it's going ahead and doing something. And we can still have the drop down at the top that says fully closed or whatever it is. We don't need to change that stuff. It's just we want this bar that's more unified. And now, anytime I enter a position, add to a position, close a portion of the position, a full position, it's all unified. So you can see how we're bringing everything together now. We last week we tested all these ideas, saw what was working for us, and then this week we're making it a more A better user experience, yeah. Because a better user experience will mean that I will trade better. I won't F up. I messed up things last week because of the UI, really. But that, I built the UI. I built the UI, so there's nobody to. It's that's what I love about finance. Is like you got to look in the mirror. Like if you lose money, it was your fault. 10-10. Oh, what happened 10-10? Your risk management systems weren't in place. I don't know. It's just what that's the good and bad about finance. That's the good and bad. Is like when you lose, you only got yourself to blame. And when you win, you only got yourself to blame. I like it. I like it because it allows you to live whatever life you want. You know, you just gotta lock in and be able to control those emotions. For me, it's hard. It's hard trading by hand. This is emotional right here, even with this quant app. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna keep testing this out. Um, I think I did just take off 5%, and I can take off any amount now, which is nice. But I want to see this update. Let's see if she updated it. Control. Okay, she made this bigger, nice, because can't see. Okay, so beautiful. Okay, so I do have this trade and I want to keep essentially what I'm doing is I am trading live, but I'm really trying to build this system because if 95% of people are still trading by hand, I have to build something to help them. I have to. And I know it's a big ask to ask you to learn how to code and then automate your trading. So hopefully in the back of my mind, I'm not gonna lie to you, in the back of my mind, I hope anybody that uses this app realizes, oh snap, these automation things, they're sick. I could use this in my other systems. And then they'll go ahead and finally learn how to code. Doesn't have to be from me. I believe code's a great equalizer. I believe there's no bigger win that I've had in my entire life than learning how to code. Because now I can sit here and jam out for the rest of my life. So I just like I've been through ebbs and flows my entire life of up, 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 down, down, down. And when you're down and you have no money, if you want to get out of that down, you have to go hire somebody to build a website, an app, or whatever service you have. And that's hard because you got no money. So the way I look at it is if you learn how to code, even if you get down to your last dollar, at least you could code something and pull yourself up. So that's why I'm so passionate about that. I believe code's a great equalizer. I believe that if you know how to code, nobody, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, you you can get either build it for yourself or get gigs pretty much anywhere because you know how to do something others don't know how to do. But I'm kind of done teaching all that stuff. I'm gonna show you guys in the boot camp what I do, add new stuff, build new things. But I'm spending this holiday season trying to get something that is good for everybody. We'll see. We'll see. She's compacting though, so I'm jumping. I gotta jump while she's compacting. And then let's think about what the next move is. So I gotta keep kind of tinkering with this. And I'm gonna do some back testing as well. So we're gonna get some back testing here. Make sure that's on the list. I want to get some back tests done. So let's say test 20 different strategies today. So we'll do that here in a bit. I think that's one of the next things I'll get going. I think I'm gonna have a lot of tinkering here with the Quant app. So while that is going on, I want to be finding new ideas that I can automate. So I'm always back testing, always back testing. Richard, how are you, dude? Good to see you. Glad you made it through. 777. Thank you for coming through today. What time is it? It's 10:24. Okay, so the market is about to open. And crypto already made a big move this morning. The question is it going to make another one? Because I just can't tell the future. I don't think anybody can. So with this Quant app, I'm just trying to control the controllables, trying to never enter on market order. I'm trying to only enter when people get liquidated. I'm trying to move slower. For me, it was just like back in the day when I was trading by hand with too much leverage, just trading too much, too fast, always need to be in a position. You know, these things are just like easily automatable. And that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years, just automating my ideas. You've seen it all. But at one point, it's like, she, if 99% of people aren't listening, let me see if I can help those people at least. We'll see. See if this works. Week one was good. But, you know, 40x leverage, I just don't have that much faith in. I really don't. Over the next 1,000 trades, I will get on tilt. I will get on tilt and I will take some big losses. So all I can do is kind of foresee that and build in risk controls. So one of the big risk controls, as I know I will get on tilt one of these days, is I can't get into a bigger position than 5% of my account right now. So that's like 5,000 I can get in on a 100,000 account. So if I absolutely get fully tilted one day and I put my whole account in, I'm still gonna live.
Keep making things better, keep improving the system. Because other parts of it are gonna wear out after a while. People will catch on to this or they'll catch on to that. So you just have to, like in any business, you just have to make things better and better and better, because that's what everyone else is trying.
So yeah, that's all I can do is kind of foresee from my past mistakes as a hand trader what's going to happen. I will get on tilt one day. I will use too much leverage. I mean, I'm already using too much leverage. 40x leverage, in my opinion, is too much, but my opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The data shows that everybody's using max leverage. This guy's only using 20x leverage on ETH, and that's actually 25x is max. So as I say that, I finally see somebody that's not using max leverage, but 40x, 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 40x. Wow, good job, buddy. 33x. So this is just like the data. So I'm just trying to figure this out with the 40x. It is fun, but it's stressful. It's stressful trading with this much leverage. So I can't imagine. I can't imagine what it's like doing it by hand. Oh, I can't imagine. I used to do it. So this is really cool. It's like full circle, honestly. It's full circle. Because the whole reason that we're all here is because I kept getting smoked and I was trading way too big a size to lose all of my money. Doesn't matter what size you're trading. If you're trading with the majority of your net worth, you're yeah, you're gonna be feeling poorly if you lose it all. So I got into a very poorly feeling place, and I decided I needed to automate my trading. So I've shown the last 5 years of everything, me building everything I've built, and then some of you guys took me up on the offer of joining the boot camp. The boot camp is where I showed you step by step how to automate your trading, but most people didn't, and most people are still trading 40x leverage. So the, this next couple of months, I'm gonna try to build this out. See, the close function already has a progress bar. Okay. And I think the market opens in 1 minute here. So let's definitely take a look at that. BTC is where we're at. ES1. What's going on Tesla and NVIDIA? Tesla is down. Okay, it just opened. NVIDIA is also down and it just opened. So let's see here. The unified order progress bar is now fully integrated. Let's go ahead and refresh and see. And then I'll try to close a bit of this position here. Order settings. Let's close 5% here at the fifth tick. Okay, closing. There we go. Beautiful. That looks way better, dude. Nice. That's right. And the cancel. And can you confirm that we can cancel any order? So closes, adds, entries, yeah, all of these things. Can you confirm that we can cancel them? And when we cancel, it will stop the process. But before it stops the process, it actually throws in a cancel order. I think we have that functionality elsewhere, but I just want to double check that we have that confirmed. You did a really good job with that progress bar. Wow, I'm impressed. And then lastly, can you explain what's on the actions tab? What goes there? So I just took off 5% of the position without looking at my terminal, without looking at my the charts. And I think that is game changing in within its own, right? Because the more you trade, the less you have. And the more you look at these charts, the more you're going to trade. I mean, specifically your exchange, right? If you're sitting on Hyperliquid right now, you're going to be like, oh, buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. And it's like, you don't have to trade like that. Okay, so cancel functionality confirmed. Yes, the cancel button probably okay. Entry, close. Okay, now there's some big liquidations, and I need to lock in here. Well, actually, I don't, but I want to see what's in with these guys. I need to put some orders in. I need to put some closes in. So 88396. If I click this, okay, wonderful. One functionality I see that we lost is if I click these shorts or the longs near liquidation, their actual liquidation price. Remember, it's supposed to scroll down, select the on licks. If I'm clicking longs near liquidation, their price, then it would say on licks, on long licks, or it'd be at lick, long, schedule a buy. If I clicked one of the short liquidation numbers, it would fill in that number and it would go at short lick, sell. You see what I'm saying? And then what did she say here? The actions tab in the trading section, order settings, collapsible for opening new positions. Yeah, I don't think we need the actions tab, real talk. And let me take 5% off this here. Let's take 10% off here. Close at tick 5. Okay, it should be closing now because I did hear some liquidations come through. So this could reverse now. I don't know. I just can't predict price. I update that so it's in front of it. This is after it successfully closes or enters a position. Essentially, it needs to pop up over it instead of behind it. It being the bar at the top. the header. Okay, so the fix has been done, applied. So, okay, switches to actions tab, new fix. 100%, then I changed it to 10%, and it worked in the box. It changed to 10, so that's great. But it kept the 100% selected as well, so that's a little tricky.
We must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving.
So I'm closing on the 15th tick here. So while everybody else is going to trade by hand and close at market, I'm going to try to close at the 15th tick. So it requires the price to go up a little bit more in order to get out of it. Closing 10% again, I think. Yeah, it does say 10%. I entered right here only because of the Quant app, 100% because of the Quant app. So this, what I've built so far is that was my entry. So that's fine. My entry was there. Like, when do I sell this is the question. I've been getting some super freaking good entries based off this app 100%. So here's another entry I had. It's down here in this bar. So it's just like so much. I don't want to hype it up, dude. I'm not trying to hype anything up. This is not easy at all. This is hard. But it's just like a better way to enter based off of liquidations, in my opinion. If you're directional, which all hand traders are. That's the like the point of hand trading, right? It's like to have your bias. Otherwise, why would you ever trade by hand? I don't know. If you don't have a bias, like if the reason for hand trade is because you know something that computers don't know or you can't program, whatever the reasons are. There's tons of reason people always say that. I mean, do I need that? Probably not right now. I just wanted to be able to see my position at all times because I panic. And that's why I'm trading my hands because I've tried to show you like I'm gonna lose all my money. I'm gonna lose it all, dude. I'm gonna lose it all. Trading with 40x leverage is just hard. And if I don't lose it all, I build a fucking sick ass product. A sick ass product if I don't lose it all. But it's been 8 days now, 8 days, and I'm up. I hasn't proven to me, it hasn't proven to me that it's it yet. It says it failed already on my side, I thought. Canceling unfilled orders here. Okay, just took a second. Okay, so I took out some more of that position here. Um, I think I'm just gonna keep closing. Take out a little bit more here. Fourth tick, close. Make sure all this works. So explain to me. I want to know what this actions button does, or this actions tab. I still don't see the vision. Okay, so it did take 25% off that position. Now I have 1,000 size, and this is as a hand trader, I don't know how to manage this. I don't know how to manage positions. Like when do you get out? That's the thing. It's like you can't That Stanford professor. I just keep thinking back to that what he said. You can't think logically when you're in an emotional state. And if you're using 40x leverage, it doesn't matter if it's $1,000 with 40x or your life savings, dude. No matter what, you're probably going to be in an emotional state. So, um, I don't want to give back these profits. That's the emotion I'm feeling. But at the same time, every single time last week, I closed too early. So I took profits here. And what I'm going to do, here we go. There we go, Moon. Now you're thinking. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and try to do a close, protect. Doesn't work. It's so funny. And remember our protect here. So if the user puts protect under, it will automatically be 0.1% higher than their entry. If they're in a long, if they're in a short, it will be 0.1% below their entry. That will be the number that's pre-populated. But right now, if I click the under or above, the protect doesn't seem to work. Thank you. Please fix. So say refresh here. Yeah, this looks fine actually. So the sticky bar looks good. Let's just make sure that we are reusing that same bar for the progress updates, meaning we won't have both running at the same time, or we won't have both showing at the same time. You see what I'm saying? Like if we're putting it in order, the button will disappear, the sticky button will disappear, and it'll show the progress bar. Now that I've tested it and it looks good, you can remove the other button. Order settings under. No, not yet. 10%. Fourth tick. The under over button still doesn't work, so the protect profits doesn't work at all. So I can't select the under. Remember, if it's under and I'm in a long, it'd be 0.1% above entry. Will pre-populate. If it's short, it'd be pushed back, and then I'll add more. So 10% closed successfully. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I've got a couple scheduled here, or just one scheduled along. I would like to try to schedule a close here. Close on short licks. When I try to use the on licks function, I'm not able to click long or short. I was trying to close close a position when there's short licks of $1 million in the last 10 minutes, but I'm not able to select the short. Maybe that's error on the just the looking part, but it doesn't show on the action button either that it's scheduling. So I don't think it's hitting. So it's a refresh here. Place it was a couple days ago. So if it drops under that, I'm gonna sell 100% of my position. But this doesn't show me the feedback, so I'm not confident that it's gonna work. Yo, Richard, iPhone, what's up, dude? 777. Okay, so you can see here. All right, I've taken off half the position, so that's good. Now I just want my functionality to work before I get smoked in this. I might add. I might add here. I don't know if I can though. First off, don't know if the rule will let me, but let's just try with 0.1%. Add at the close, bro. Damn, dude. I understand so much better now working with developers. Like, bro, why is this break when not we add this? But I'd always get mad, like not mad at them, but like be a little frustrated myself. It's like, dude, this is so hard. Like communicating with a developer, and it's just I think it is what it is. When you change the whole functionality or the layout, things break. So I'm glad I did this now instead of like a month from now. All right, and you can see in this screenshot, I have an ad selected. And let's make that add to position just to be a little more clear. And then it'll say close position as the other one. This will just make it much more clear. But anyways, I have an ad selected, but the action button is still showing a close. Remember, right when I click the ad, that button should change immediately. You can see in this screenshot, I'm trying to add 0.1%, and it doesn't highlight that 0.1 in the ad box. And it also doesn't show in the action button. I love what you did on YouTube. Thank you. I didn't want to like, I don't know. You guys have been with me for so long. So if you can't afford the $5 for a ticket or you're not already a member, I didn't want to just like kick them out all the way. Still want to let them listen in, see some things. But way for me to implement some